All good. I thank God that here this new week we had our lesson on, was it on Friday?
Yes.
Yes, so it was very successful. I thank God that today at least we have consecutive lesson Friday, then Monday. That one is a big plus, especially for you.
Yes.
So I'm happy about that. Now, one, we were here last time. I gave out some work for you to do. You remember?
The summary.
There's something that you had to do. I don't know whether it was a summary or what, and then you had to share a picture of the same. You remember?
I'm thinking it's the summary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it's a summary of what I had understood.
Okay. Okay. That's okay. I am always happy that you are always keen and very sharp on these things. That's okay.
Yes.
Again, let me ask, for how long do you have today?
Today an hour.
Just 1 hour.
Yes.
So we need to be out by 7:25 to 7:30.
Yes.
Not 7, sorry. That is
8:40.
8:40.
Yes.
Okay. That's okay. So we last time we covered something better, which I want us also to proceed on as much as we covered last time. I'll be switching here and there. I remember that we were able to cover up to the rib.
Yes.
Up to the rib. So I don't know, maybe you can remind just a minute so that I can connect my laptop to the charger.
Okay.
Just one minute. Sorry about that, but I'm back. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, you are to give us a summary of some of 2-3 things that we covered last lesson. Maybe if how as much as you can be able to remember.
Starting from the skull.
Anything that we covered last lesson.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the skull has such as these are joined together and they're not movable. These are the immovable bones.
Okay, yes.
They're a passageway for blood vessels. Then we have the functions of the skull.
Okay.
It's to protect the brain. And that's the main one I remember.
Okay. On the same point, I'll ask a question.
Okay.
We said that the bones of the skull are joined together. That is, they are fused.
Yes.
And we gave a name to the joints found in the head. That is in the skull, sorry, not the head.
Intervertebral discs.
Intervertebral disc. Again, we said intervertebral discs are the small, like other small discs that separate one vertebra or one bone to the other to bring about movement and to reduce friction. You remember?
Okay.
But
Yes.
when we looked at the structure of the skull, we said there are some small dotted lines that cross up and down, and we gave them a name. You remember?
Up and down.
Okay. This is what we are talking about. This bone. This is the skull. We talked about this part.
Such as, yes.
This one that we call the saccias. They are the joints of the skull that make them to be fused and not able to move. You can see the bones are many, several of them, and they are all joined together. Yeah. So it is important that the joints of the head are known as the saccias. And the 5 vertebra that we talked about.
Vertebra.
That is in
like from the whole body, from
we said they are
sorry, neck, and then neck, thoracical, I think, bascaral, and the other one starts with letter C. I remember. I just don't remember how to the full word.
Okay. So we talked about the 5 of them. Let me just take you back. That it will be important that we can start from that point here. You remember?
Yes.
The cervical, the thoracic, the lumbar, sacral. That is the hip, and the caudal, or that is the coccyx vertebra. So it is important you can be able to remember and such. We talked about the cervical vertebra with the 2 being special, that is atlas and axis. Then we talked about that. We talked about the thoracic vertebra, and we said its main characteristic is that the neurospine is it has a very long neurospine. That one we said it is important not to forget about that. I don't know whether in revision you found some challenge of what we had covered in our lesson.
No, not really.
Okay.
I understood.
Okay. Today I want us to do something here with a better illustration. I have some, there's a very good video here with some good illustration here. So kindly let's use this one. It will also help us much to, it's a good one anyway. It's a good one also. It will help us much in, yes, I want to make it full. Able to see my screen to your side.
Yes.
Okay. There is a video here. It is talking about the same. So because we talked about the cervical vertebra and we talked about the thoracic vertebra. There is a table here that shows it's different. Okay, just a minute again. It shows the differences between the cervical vertebra and the thoracic vertebra. You can see like cervical vertebra lacks, or it has vertebral canals. Another question. I don't know whether you can remember what we mean by the vertebral canal.
I do. It's the space. Like I explain what it is.
Yes.
Vertebral canal is the same as neural canal.
No, it's not the same. Can I remind you?
Yes.
We said neural canal is for the passage of the spinal cord.
Yes.
Vertebral canal are tiny openings, 2 tiny openings for the passage of blood vessels and nerves. into every bone,
Okay.
there are blood vessels, there are nerves. This one is possible because of the presence of the vertebral canal. So the cervical has this one doesn't have like that. So maybe you can take a screenshot of that and then maybe you can review later when you are at your own time.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We can proceed.
Yes.
Okay. I want us. There's a video here. I hope it has sound. I don't know whether my video has sound.
Yes, it
I want
does.
us to go to today. I don't want you to get so tired. I want us to also to get help, and then we shall be pausing, and then we understand even better. Let's just go direct to the lumbar vertebra, where they are found. Remember, we said lumbar vertebra is found in the stomach region. That is in the lumbar. That is in the large region of the stomach and such. Now, there are some notes here. I want to confirm whether you can see my screen by reading the 2 points as illustrated.
They are found in the lumbar region of the body. There are 5 lumbar vertebrae in the human being.
5 of them. Now, let me take you back again. We talked about the cervical vertebra. How many are found in the cervical vertebra?
Cervical. So the first one is 7.
7.
Atlas, axis,
and then the other 5.
and then yeah.
That's good. How many are found in the thoracic vertebra?
Is it 5?
You have forgotten. 12 in number.
Okay.
You will confirm from your notes kindly. I hope you have your notes with you.
I do. Is there one which is 5 or lumbar? Okay.
The one that we are having now, 5. By the end of it, I'll give you some assignment to count how many bones are there in total in a human being. So keep your record, so that by the end of it, you shall be able to check out on that. Then these are the main features of the lumbar vertebra. One, it has a large centrum. When you talked about a centrum, we talked about the bottom part. It's only that, but from your notes, you have your diagram, is it?
Yes.
Let us follow in as we proceed. I want to explain something on that point. There is a question that comes especially in paper 2. State 3 or 4 or 5 distinguishing features of class Arthropoda, class Insecta, this and that, phylum and that. Distinguishing means they are specific to that category. Is that okay? That question is very different when a question is state the characteristics of lumbar vertebra. When the question is characteristics of lumbar vertebra, you can say it has a centrum, it has transverse process, it has neurospine, it has vertebral canals and such. But distinguishing, you must be specific. That part, how well is it different from the other parts? Okay, so in this one, we have been told that it has a large centrum, as we can be able to see. 2, they have long and broad transverse process. Why? Why do they have a broad transverse process? For attachment of muscles. Wide neurospine also, this is for the attachment of muscles, and also presence of metapophysis. We mentioned this, but let us follow in. something different in this bone here. This is the lumbar vertebra. You can see its shape. It looks like it has so many projections, so many projections. Sometimes you can be able to, you can confuse between this is what we call metapophysis. I don't know whether you, from your diagram, the one that you have from your book on the notes that we have on page 54. Are you? I hope you are there.
I am.
There is that. There is that vertebra that is anterior view. You're there. You are there.
Yes, I am.
And then you can be able to see the trans. I again, let me just mention the transverse process mostly is mostly connected to the neural canal. You can is from your from your diagram. The one that we have here is small because it's compressed, but from your note is there. The neurospine is always above the neural canal. That is what we mentioned.
Come on.
And we also said
Yes.
that the centrum is always opposite the neurospine. If the neurospine is up, the centrum most likely either on the side or at the bottom. They almost look like they go away against each other. So it is important also to remember that characteristic of that. And the centrum, we have said this, it's large. You can also be able to see from your diagram, it has some two horns that we call metapophysis. Remember we talked about facets, articular facets. If you can be able to identify, we have talked about the facets in every bone. They're different from each other. They are given a specific name. For example, in this one now, they are given a specific name. They are being called metapophysis. We talked about post-zygophysis, something like that, and pre-zygophysis, something like that. They're still the articular facets, but given a specific name depending on the region that they are found at. We are okay?
Yes.
Okay, let's proceed in our video. You can also be able to identify the transverse process, is it?
Yes.
It is long and it is at the center of the metapophysis. Okay. You can be able to see below the transverse, that is the neurospine. We're talking about the neurospine. This is the neurospine here. The transverse process is it should be the other part, not no. They have identified it using the part on the opposite. That is the transverse process. Just below, just between the transverse process, there is a small projection that is being called hyperpophysis. That's a special name to again attached to that one. You can be able to identify. I'm trying to identify from my notes. What is important here? What is important is you don't have to remember the small, very complex words. You don't have to strain so much. You have to, but what do you need to remember? Remember about the transverse process. Remember about the centrum. Remember about the neurospine. Remember about the neurocanal. Remember about the transverse process and such, and articulate the articular facets. The other names are just modified to suit the specific bone. But if you remember the main part like the centrum, the transverse and such, then you'll be good to go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that diagram is able even to illustrate the specific parts where these ones are. Good thing is that you already have you also have them in your notes also. I hope so.
Yes, I
Yes,
do.
and then identification. If you have a question, you just ask. Mostly they will always use the first diagram, the one at the top. Sometimes they use the other one, but not so not so much. But the main one, the third bone here, as illustrated from this video, mostly comes from the practical. It mostly comes only in the practicals in major times. So that one does not have so much issues. The one that you need to identify the parts correctly is the one that is there in your notes. It is very well drawn and very large. Then you can be able to identify the parts without struggle. The functions, maybe you could read through the 2 points given on the functions of the lumbar vertebrae.
It gives support to the weight of the abdominal region, provides surface area for muscle attachment.
Just a minute that I can read. Okay, sorry about that.
It's okay.
So the functions of the lumbar. Remember, we said the lumbar is mostly found in the stomach region. There are very many functions that takes place in the stomach region. One, there is a lot of the stomach, the intestines. That is the large and small intestine. The kidneys. All other parts they are found in this region, and therefore there needs to be a lot of space for the accommodation of these organs. So that is why there needs to be a very large centrum in the beginning. There also needs to be very long and very broad transverse process. There also needs to be spine. All this is for attachment of muscles. Remember, the stomach needs to be held in position. The kidneys need to be held in position. The intestines need to be held in position. And therefore, these bones have to be very broad, very large, very strong. You can also see the articulating facets. That is the metapophysis and the anapophysis. You can see the two at the top, one at the bottom. They need to be very broad, so that there are very many muscles that needs to be very strong to hold all these organs into position, including the liver and other body organs. I think it's important we were able to get that, depending on the region.
Yes.
Okay. You have a question?
No.
Okay. In your notes also, you can also be able to check out something and then be able to see the different organs and their different functions. Again, I also want you to go and read about the adaptation of the lumbar vertebra. Just the same way I told you to check adaptation of the cervical, adaptation of the thoracic. Now we also add this one and then be able to check out the difference in the three of them. If that's okay. We can proceed with the other vertebra. Yes. Again, you can be able to see these are now the differences between the cervical and the lumbar vertebra. And sometimes they ask that question: differentiate between cervical and lumbar vertebra. Differentiate between thoracic and lumbar. screenshot on that, and then you can time. Okay. When you're done, just confirm.
I'm done.
Okay. I hope today you are not getting lost. We are still somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, let's follow up and then we proceed. Okay, because you have done that, let us then skip to the next part. It is important also to see, you can also take a screenshot of this.
Okay.
Okay, you are done?
Yes.
Yes. Kindly don't just take them, make that you go through them when you have time, so that you never know where will make you get a better grade. Maybe this is where this is the one that will make you have a better grade. So it is always important to go into the small details that we mentioned. I'm now trying to skip further so that we can go to our next thing. Okay, we have another vertebra here is known as sacral. If you go to your notes, the one that we have, it is there. It's there on page 55. 55. Is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And then we are told that it consists of 4 to 5 vertebrae that are fused. This is another bones that are fused together, that they are joined together. Why are they fused together? To make it strong and firm, to bear the weight of the body, and spread it to the legs through the pelvic girdle. Now, the sacral vertebra, ama the sacrum, we said it is found in the hip region. Now, all the weight from the head to the neck to the chest to the ribs to the stomach, that weight rests on the hips. You get that point?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So these bones needs to be very strong so that they are able to hold that weight into position always, without them getting so tired. And that is why you feel when you do a lot of exercise or when you stand for long, you feel so tired in your hips and in those regions, because the weight rests in this region for long. That is why they are very well adapted so that they can be able to bear the weight of that region. Yes, the notes I'm presenting have 4 points. Maybe we can read them through one by one. You got lost?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
You can?
Yes, very clearly.
So I'm doing characteristics now.
Yes, we have already mentioned this. There are 5 sacral vertebrae in human being. 5. Now we have added 5. I hope you are keeping the count.
Yes.
Okay. Let us check on the characteristics.
Okay, so they have a large and broad centrum to offer support.
Very large. The centrum, that is like the head of the bone, is very broad and very large to offer support.
Have a narrow neural canal.
Have a very narrow neural canal. This one, because there are not so much activities happening below. Remember, the nerves are connected from the brain down to all parts of the body, but they have to go through here. So the neurospine is smaller or narrow. Neural canal, sorry, not spine.
Anterior sacral vertebra are fused to form a sacrum that provides strength and transmits weight of stationary animals to the rest of the body.
To the rest of the body. This one's the anterior means to the front. The bones, these vertebrae are fused. Remember, we shall also be able to see these bones. We have 3 of them. They are fused together to form what we call a sacrum. Then they're able now to provide maximum rest or maximum ability to hold there or to bear the weight of the organism. I want us to listen in because the characteristics are already explained, so that we can let us listen in for a minute.
Okay.
Oh. I hope my screen is still visible.
Yes, it is.
Did get lost. I just saw it became white. Then I thought it got lost. Let's just go back to our notes. Let me just share something here so that we can be able to check out these diagrams better.
Okay.
It's important that we check out these. Yes. We have the adaptations are there. We have already been able to see some in the description video. The same diagram that we have been able to see is here with the centrum, the neurospine. You can see where the position of the neurospines. There are so many because these bones, we have said, the bones are fused together, meaning they are joined together. And then we have the articular facets. You can be able to also see them here, where we have the pre-zygapophysis and prozygapophysis. This one is pro and the other one is pre on the opposite sides, like that. Then we have something important. I don't know why it was still on the same. This one is this is the main part of the sacral vertebra. It does not have so much explanation on that. It just ends at that. The main thing is about the adaptation. So I hope also you'll be able to check out the adaptation because you have it from your notes. That's okay?
Yes.
So we can proceed to the next part.
Okay.
Okay. I want us to use this one. This is because it's better. It's also much summarized. So I prefer it. I see it's not taking a lot of time for us to be able to get that. Now, so far, we have covered the cervical vertebra. We have covered the thoracic vertebrae. We have covered the lumbar vertebra, and then we have covered the just concluded.
The
The
the one where
yes,
sacral.
that is this. Sorry,
No,
the sacral. Yeah, sacral. I'm a sacrum, also known as sacrum, and we said it does not have so much because all the bones are fused together. They are found at the hip
together.
region. Let us check out on the caudal vertebra, and this is the last vertebra, the last vertebra part that we check out. I don't know whether we ran so fast. Tail.
Okay.
It simply means tail. So in animals like the cow, like the goat, like the others, the caudal vertebrae has very many bones. But in human beings, we are told that it only has the four caudal vertebrae. And then they are fused to four. Is what we call, when you learn in what do we call it? In this topic in Form 4, the second topic in Form 4, that is evolution.
Yes.
You talk about vestigial organs. A vestigial organ is an organ in the body of an organism that ceases to be functional. For example, and a human being doesn't need a tail. So the tail now ceases to function. So it is there, but it ceases to function. Okay. Okay. I will also I will also give you more assignment on the same to identify examples of vestigial organs in animals and the different, because there are so many of them in the notes in the textbook. Okay. I hope you have heard of that term, the vestigial organs.
1 second. My laptop is dying.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
You are back? Okay.
Yes, I am.
I was giving you more work so that go and identify examples of vestigial organs.
Okay.
Vestigial organs in animals, and then you'll be able to see one of them. You'll be able to see is the coccyx, or another name is known as the eye bone, and then yes, the tailbone. Sorry, and then you will be able to find other organs that cease to function. They are there in the human. They are there in organisms, but they no longer function. I will require you to also maybe take a picture of your findings and then send them to the WhatsApp kindly.
Okay. So how do you spell the word?
Vestigial. V-E. You're there?
Yes.
V-E-S-T-I. G-I-A-L. Vestigial. V-E-S-T-I-G-I-A-L. We call them vestigial organs.
Okay.
And these are the evidences of evolution. They show that evolution took place. Why? Because we have vestigial organs in ourselves. They're also there. I think they're somewhere There's somewhere when you check out in your notes. Remember, we talked about two parts of the skeleton. We said the skeleton consists of what we call the axioskeleton and what we call appendicular skeleton. You remember?
Yes.
Now, what we have covered is the axioskeleton. Maybe when you were introducing, I made a mistake to say that the axioskeleton ends at the neck. No. Axio means what forms the body structure. And then we have the appendicular skeleton that now forms bones that move. That is the hands and the legs, the forelimb and the hind limb. Appendicular, what we call the appendages. From the word appendages. Appendages means the one that facilitates movement. I don't know whether you got that.
No, can you please explain again?
Okay. We talked about two parts of the human skeleton. One, we said that the human skeleton is made up of axioskeleton. You are there? And then we said it is also made up of the appendicular skeleton.
Yes.
There is some noise from your side.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. Hold on. Is it gone now?
Just small, but we can proceed. No problem.
No, it's my laptop is overheating. Sorry.
Oh, when you charge.
Yeah.
Oh my, sorry. Now, I was just saying. Okay. Are you settled?
I am.
Okay. I'm saying that when we were introducing about the human skeleton, we said that the human skeleton is made up of two parts. It's made up of the axioskeleton and made up of the appendicular skeleton.
Yes.
And the appendicular skeleton, we said it is formed of the skull, not the appendicular, sorry, that is the axoskeleton, is made up of the skull and the 5 vertebrae. I don't want you to get lost.
No, I've understood till there.
Okay. And then we said about up to where we have reached now. That is the axioskeleton. And then the other part of the skeleton is the appendicular skeleton. That is also two parts. One is the bones that bring about holding the bones that move. There are some bones that holds the your hands in position. That is on your shoulder. And there are some bones that holds your legs into position. That is what we call the appendicular skeleton, made up of two parts. I don't know whether we can be able to check out from our notes. I don't know how far, whether you can be able to check out that.
It's made up of the pectoral girdle and the pelvic girdle.
In the pelvic girdle, we also call them the girdles. So they're also made up of two. I'm trying to share my screen now to that, so that we can be able to check out a bit. Now, appendicular means brings anything that brings about movement, to bring about movement.
Yes.
Okay. So, you have already said that they are made up of two. One is the girdles or the girdles. And 2 is what we call the limbs. The forelimbs, that is the hands, the legs. Okay, that is important so that we can be able to mention that.
Okay.
Okay, let us check about the limbs. That is the both the forelimbs for hands, the hind limbs for legs. One here, we have 2 of them. We have what we call the pectoral.
Mm-hmm.
That is for the front, like that is like the hands and such. And then we have the pelvic girdle. That is for like now the legs and such. That is anterior end and posterior end. Anterior means from the front, posterior means from the back.
Okay.
Okay. It's important we understand this term so that when we encounter them, we don't get lost. Okay. We have here.
Mm-hmm.
There is this part.
Functions of the girdle.
Yes.
Form a connection between the axial skeleton and the limbs.
Forms. Your laptop is overheating.
Yeah, it is.
I can hear it. It is bringing heat to my side. Okay. But don't get lost. It is still okay. I can, as long as we can be able to get each other, that one is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm trying another video here so to check out. I don't know how best. Okay, it's important so that we can be able to go through and then we can be able to check out the other summary. If we get time, if we don't, I share something and then we can be able to check it out. Now we have the pectoral girdle, and we also say that we have the pelvic girdle. The pectoral, the word
Mm-hmm.
pectoral comes from flight. Like when you talk about the birds have what we call the pectoral wings. That is for the pectoral. Their pectoral girdle is modified for flight. So pectoral means to move. That is the front, from the front side. So where is the pectoral girdle found? Now, when you touch your shoulder, either
Yes.
left or right, when you touch the back of your shoulder, I don't know whether you can be able to feel it maybe anytime, you will feel there is a bone that is like a flat bone just below your shoulder from the back, not from the front.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a very flat bone that lies flat. This one here, the bones that I'm talking about is this one here. It's called the scapula.
Mm-hmm.
We said there is a bone that goes from your shoulder, comes to your neck, and then joins to your sternum. You remember we talked about sternum?
Yes.
We said the sternum is a very strong bone found in the front of your chest. Where you said chest thumping, where some boys hit their chest so hard, maybe when they are celebrating or such, they hit
Mm-hmm.
the sternum. There's a bone that we call the clavicle. You remember this one?
Yes.
And you say the clavicle joins your shoulder to the sternum. It is this one here. That is now from the front. And then you have your arm here going downwards now to going below here. I don't know whether the picture. Good thing is that you have these notes also with you.
Yes, I do.
Are you nervous? I feel like you're not okay.
No, no, no. I'm looking at the image.
Okay. Okay. There is this is now that we have these bones. We have the clavicle. We have the scapula labeled L, and then we have the humerus labeled as Q. I want us to go down and then check out about the bone. I don't know whether you've been able to know where the position of this bone is.
Is it like the shoulder blade?
The shoulder plate, that is it, just behind. Um, I have last time when we were doing this practical, we used boys. Some of these boys didn't when they are not wearing their shirts on, or they have just their vests. From behind, you can be able to see a bone that forms just below the shoulder. That one. That is the scapula, a very strong bone. Sometimes you check it, you can be able to see it even from a distance and such. So it has these parts also. It has it has a very large part here. Then it has a soft part here that when we are eating meat from this bone, we try to take out some the soft part on this part that we call the suprascapula. Suprascapula is a very soft tissue at the end of this bone. It wears out. It wears out. Why is it soft? To prevent it wearing out the muscles at the end of the movement, because it is at the posterior end, huko mwisho kabisa ya shoulder. And then we have the spine. When you look at this bone, I don't know whether I could have a better picture of this. Let me see something here. Just a minute. I don't know whether this one has. Okay, let me share something here. I hope your laptop is okay.
It is.
Okay. Just a minute. Today I want us to get involved so that we can see illustrations as we proceed. I am sure you have seen this bone when you're eating meat, especially from a goat.
Yes.
I also hope you have seen this bone in school, maybe in the lab. Is it? Have you seen it in the lab?
Yes, we have.
Okay. Is my video clear?
Yes, it is.
Should we proceed?
Yes.
Okay. We had already mentioned about that, if you can remember, about the clavicle. Okay. Sorry about that. I want us to see from your notes that you have.
Yes.
You can be able to see the coracoid process. You can be able to see the spine. You can be able to see the acromion.
Yes.
Now, from this video, maybe when he was illustrating, I don't know whether you can be able to see my cursor.
Yes, I can.
The point that I'm pointing here is the neurospine. It's very like a line that passes through that bone. Where it comes to the end, it looks like it is flowing down. Where it flows down and then forms like a flat part here is one that we are calling the acromion. Acromion, sorry. You can be able to identify that spelling from your notes. Okay, so we can proceed. Just want to check that. Just a minute. There is a okay. No, it's still there.
Yes, I am.
There is a look like a depression here. I am sure you have this image from you can remember from your memory the bone that you have seen maybe in school or when you are eating meat. This there's like a hole here. This one we call them the glenoid cavity. Glenoid cavity. The glenoid cavity is the one that makes sure that you can be able to move your hand around when you are playing, when you are clapping, when you are stretching, when you are taking a bath, and all that. You can be able to move your hand at 360 degrees. Reason because of the presence of the glenoid cavity. Where the bone, this bone here, we call it the head of the humerus, is able to fit in here and then move around. There's some fluid that is found here. We call it the glenoid fluid that prevents friction and such and such. Are we moving so fast?
No, 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 I'm understanding.
Okay, thank you. You got lost or you are still there?
I'm still here.
Mhm.
I'm just listening.
You are following in.
Yes, I am.
If you check out on your notes on page 55,
Mm-hmm.
there is that diagram of the clavicle. Just yes, that is the clavicle. I don't know whether you can just below the clavicle, just below the clavicle, you can be able to see what he is explaining about the tuberosity. There is that small like projection that he called the deltoid tubercle and such. Are you
Okay.
able to identify that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's follow in. For I can see time is running out fast. I don't know whether you
Mm-hmm.
still have more time.
We can finish till the end of the clavicle, then we
Oh,
stop.
okay, okay. Mhm. Okay. Something that you can go to identify that you can see the bone that
Uh-huh.
he is now holding is smaller compared to this one. This one is, you remember, and then you can see it has this. It has what we call the coronoid process for the articulation. Last in our last lesson, we said to articulate means
Uh-huh.
to join and to bring movement. Articulate means to change, to bring about movement or to change in position. Articulate. Mm. This one applies in muscles, in joints, and also in bones. That is why we are mentioning about it very many times. We have also heard about very many processes: coronoid process, odontoid process, and such. Process means where two bones meet to bring about a movement.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, let me then come back to where we were. There's a point there also. It's important that we can go to mention. We call them the arachnoid process, where the one that brings about the elbow. Remember, we said at your shoulder, you can be able to turn your hand up to 360 degrees. You can be able to turn your hand round and round and round. But at the elbow, is it the elbow? Yes. The elbow, you can only move up to 180 degrees. You can only stretch your hand straight, but not downwards. It reaches a point, then it locks. When it locks, you can't move your hand again. That is the the arachnoid process. The where now it joins together and then it can't move again. You got that point?
Yes, I did.
Okay. video tried to summarize so much. I hope you got some 2, 3, 4 points in that.
Yes, I
It's
did.
better because it's a summary rather than going into details. Now I will want to send you more back and then read about the adaptation of the Petroglyph, or the Gado,
Okay.
however the spelling, and then kindly point by point by point by point. There are some things that we were not able to mention. I am sure it's because of time. We could, if we have time, we could have taken enough time to mention point by point by point. But if, because as is an online lesson, we just have to go on the summary and then check out on that. I sent you some question for the brain, not for only for the brain and the eye.
Yes, it was.
I hope you checked them out. They were just some general questions from the areas that we covered.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, okay. So I think we can stop at that.
Yes.
We need to talk about the joints. The joints and how movement occurs. The joints and the muscles. It's very, very important also. So I don't know whether it will be too much if you check out about, that is the femur and tibula. You check about the tarsus and metatarsus. Yes.
I'll be able to check it out.
Okay. So we can stop at that if that's okay.
Yes.
And then we proceed when we have our next lesson. Maybe, I don't know when.
On Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's okay. Kindly study hard. I am sure you are going to make it by the end of it. We are very hopeful that you are going to get a very good grade by the end of the year.
Amen, and thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night and enjoy your sleep.
You too.
Thank you.